but hopefully I'll try to find a different photographer because I'll be hopefully like a month out at that point. But yeah.
Well, you know what? I know a guy. His name is Glenn Young Sr. He runs his own magazine called Amazon Fitness. He's planning on going to the Arnold, to hook up with photo sessions. I'll send you the information that he posted. I got it. I got it on my other computer. I'll send it to you, and also check out his site because he's planning on going there in March. Because the Arnold does not have women's bodybuilding, physique, or figure. I mean,
it's so sad. It makes me. I wish they would bring it back, but
I don't know. Go ahead. You say?
Oh no, I mean, I see like people's arguments with like there's equal men's and women's divisions, like the amount of divisions, because there's just more. I don't know. I just wish they'd bring it back. That's all. I'm a little salty about it.
Here's the thing is, I'm being a fan, especially of women's bodybuilding. When he kicked out women's bodybuilding, that was like almost 12 years ago when they kicked it out of Arnold, and then I wasn't too much a fan of physique, but I started to grow to it, figure a bit by bit. But you can't use the excuse that there's no money. We can raise up the prizes for men's bodybuilding to up to $500,000, where you can use that to maybe add up prize money for women's bodybuilding and figure. And this is why I'm not I'm a fan of what she's doing. Not a big fan of her as a competitor, but I'm a big fan of what she's doing. Sarah, what she did, step up and put the prize money for the Texas Pro and have a place for a division because even women's physique, the shows get knocked out. I mean, they are not going to be a triple O this year. A lady who interviewed who was the last champion for the St. Louis, and also another lady who is also the lady who was the last champion for the Legions Festival. It's just, I know it's getting tough because people don't like how the women are developing. But here's again, I say this again, it's the evolution of the athlete. And it's up to the judges and the officials to, if they feel like the women are getting too far ahead, then calm down a little bit.
But like they need to stop awarding. They need to stop awarding the biggest girl if that's the case. If they think that it needs to like tone down, then they need to start awarding the person that does that. It's like the answer.
Yeah, because I remember years ago when they did women's bodybuilding, they put in a 20% rule where you're supposed to come 20% less muscle. But then, Iris came along, and she's following that, but then she did lose 1 year when she lost to Alexander King, but then she came back and won her next 9 after that. And then, it's just, but it's all about, I don't know. They want to blame the athletes, not really put them on themselves because you're the one who set the rules. Here, we got here a comment from my man, Warrior, says, Missy Trescott said on Olympia TV that she's not going to do women's physique. She will stick to figure. Yeah, okay.
That's what I kind of figured that she would do figure because I feel like Matt's been talking. I follow her YouTube too, and I feel like Matt's been saying figure is a good spot for Missy for a while. So I think it's a good fit for her. Also, I think Missy only weighs I feel like she said it on one of her YouTube videos, and I don't think she's not. She looks bigger on social media than she actually is, and she even said that I'm not huge, guys. You guys think I'm massive, but she is muscular and big, but I don't think she's women's physique, women's bodybuilding big by any means.
Yeah, that's the thing with people from the outside, like myself. I'm an outsider. I'm a follow sport. We look and we see, we take our naked eye. We see, okay, she's developed muscle like this. I've seen some women in figure that look like they should be physique. I've seen some women in physique look like we figure. But it's about when you get that process, once you lean out and you drop a lot of the extra size and you get out your bulk and season, you come shredded. And, it's no offense to Kaylee, because there's a small saying, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. But that's a different situation. But it's a lot of work to this. And the thing about bodybuilding is it's not a sport for everybody. And everybody has to find the things that fit for you. Like you like doing figure. I know some parents like doing physique. Some parents like doing women's bodybuilding. It's the process of how you grow and develop. And it's good that you have a relationship with your coach. And he knows, it's great, especially that we need more coaches to understand how women are different from men. I've talked to ladies who told me that sometimes they get a coach that give them same cookie cutter plan as you give a man. But y'all different. Your biology different. Your bodies are different. Men, it'll take us long for us to build muscle. compared to women, because our process, we are built to battle, breed, die, and that's it. Women with muscles, something is just for society is kind of in their mindset is a offense to see, like they make comments like right now here, this is an attractive young lady. I ain't gonna lie to you, she's an attractive young lady. But I know it's people making comments like she got too much muscles. She's trying to be a man. Yeah. But you are an athlete and you work to get this point. And if you don't understand that, that's their problem.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I agree with that. Sorry, I'm just listening. Yeah, no, I totally agree with everything you just said.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I talk a bit because that's why I like to have good conversation back and forth. Oh yeah, here, a man, KL, he said this. He says, "I know it's cold as brick in Maine right now. So how's the weather in Maine?"
It's freezing. It's that we haven't gotten too much snow yet this season, but it's really cold. Like I feel like so my last prep was in over the summer, and it's so much easier to motivate yourself to go to the gym for fasted cardio in the morning when it's warm out. When it is in like the single digits and freezing and windy, it is so hard to get out of bed in the morning to go do cardio. It's like, oh, I don't want to go out there. So yeah, like it's I might have to invest in getting like an elliptical at my house or something.
I can feel you because today I had to go do my laundry because we're here in North Carolina. Let's talk about freezing rain, so like that. So I gotta do laundry today, pick up a few stuff, because if I get stuck in the house, I don't want to have some dirty. We weren't saying dirty clothes 2 times a day, so it's tough, especially here in North Carolina. Even when we get like a drop of snow, just a half inch, everybody goes crazy. As my other guy likes to say, sometimes like if you go upstate, it can be like feet of snow and no one blinks an eye. But if you come down south, it's half an inch. Everybody goes crazy. So, because we can't handle it. We're not used to it. But, some of it. Shout out to my man here, Lawrence Perkins coming through. Shout out to Lawrence. Thank you, brother. He says, good afternoon, Kaylee, George, everyone in the chat. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Also, my man, Russ G Photography. He's another good guy who also does photography. He says, good afternoon, all. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Also, this is from man KL. He says this. He says, keep time with computers like this. So, also, who knows the fitness model may not be bad thing, but who knows? I'm on the fence on it. I'm on the fence on it. It's like anything.
It'll be interesting. We'll see how it goes in 2025, and then we can circle back to it. Like it could be a good thing, and we'll find out. So
yeah. So, as a competitor, on the stage, you're training, you're working out. What do you feel that really inspires you to do this sport, to compete, to train, to get on a stage? Especially again, with bodybuilding, especially on the women's side, it's more of a cost, the expense, going to the shows, paying your coach. You ladies have to be more presentable, like your hair, your makeup, your posing suits, the tanning. The guys, all you gotta do is wear a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts. While you ladies have to be more presentable and also try to keep that level of femininity even with having muscle.
I don't know. I've always been someone that's like pretty feminine in the fact like I've always loved like wearing makeup, and I love having like long hair, and I like all of like I used to wear eyelash extensions. So I like the femininity part of it. That's something that I would do regardless. But I don't know, I just think truly I've mentioned it a couple times, but like the discipline of it, like there's nothing like bodybuilding and the discipline that you have to do it. Like it's motivation and discipline, but like mostly discipline. So I like that it forces me to be super disciplined, and I find that also transfers over to multiple aspects of my life. So I just find that like especially when I'm in season, I find that my life becomes more like organized, and I'm so on track with every aspect of my life, and I feel like I'm just a better person all around. And I don't know, there's so many like different like Missy and Matt have talked about the correlations between like being disciplined with fitness and being disciplined with your finances and with just so many different aspects of life. So I think that forces me to keep going, and like because of all the expenses, like it forces me to be like really good with like spending, and then like pushing myself to like do more, I guess, with like coaching and building my business and building myself up. So I don't know. I think every aspect of bodybuilding inspires me to just be like a better person and to push myself further.
That's good because you need that because this is a tough sport, especially for women. It's tough physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. And you have to have that mindset that you're determined and persistent and disciplined to stick
Mhm.
with it because it's so easy to get distracted. You never know when one day you might have like I said, it's cold. You don't want to go to the gym. You're praying about getting an elliptical in your house. That's a good thing. But then sometimes you want to get out there and be among the people and work out and you train with your people. It's like when I was in high school, I used to love when we used to be in the weight room and the guys came, lock it out, lock it out, lock it out. We just love that camaraderie we have it. It's hard to do. Like when I started losing weight, because at one point I was like 500 pounds because I was taking care of my mom for a long time, and then she passed away. And then I take care of myself, and I started doing workouts at home, and it was a process for me. Just trying to get up and do the things, and especially I'm getting older. I'm an old man now. Just turned 50 a while back, and it's tough. I know it's a lot harder for y'all compared to just everyday person.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, it's everyone's different and like finding what works best for them. I don't necessarily think it's harder for one person over another. But yeah, I think that it's individual to every person, and fitness is so like there's just so many aspects of it and so many like reasons to do it and so many different ways to do it. There's no like right answer, not harder for one person or the other. Like I don't know, some people don't want like bodybuilding is not of interest to every person that's into fitness. So just like I don't know, powerlifting isn't of interest to me or Olympic lifting. Like it's all different and all there's just so many ways to do it. And I don't think there's a way to really compare. But maybe that's just I don't know me.
Well, it's just about finding something that fits for you as you. Every individual, like I said, is different. Everybody has different
Like
prospects when you get to this, and
different
also
goals,
emotional
different
wise.
reasons, different wants, different needs. Like it's all different. Like just because I want to step on stage in a bikini and be shredded doesn't mean that the person next to me wants to do that. That's probably like the least thing. Like they're not interested in that at all. Like they're interested in just like being healthy and maybe they want to hit like a running PR or I don't know. Like there is just so everyone is so different. Like their reasons are all different. So
Well, I know the guys out here who watch my channel and follow my content. They love me on stage shredded. They get excited. They just enjoy that. So we got
I'm
comments.
excited. I'm so excited to be lean. Like I think if I end up doing so, the Triple O Dynasty is definitely like the goal of this season. So that would put me at like what 12 weeks out right now, something like that. 12 weeks one day. So soon,
Yeah.
be shredded soon.
It's a process. Here we have a comment from a man, KL. He says this bikini be putting you to sleep, but the women are in the good shape. That's the positive thing I could say. Also, my man Warrior says this, shout to Warrior. He says, you look more like Leanne Rhymes, Kaylee, not Scarlett Johansson. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, it's just my man KS says, nice pictures. Your boyfriend definitely has to at least attend your shows, not just watching it live stream. So this is one thing is, do you have boyfriend, family members that support you in this sport? Because it's tough because you're doing something that's not very typical. Bodybuilding is still it's an extreme sport and it's kind of an outsider sport.
It's definitely an outsider sport, and it's definitely a lot of people don't understand it or don't care to understand it. I mean, I do have support in some aspects, in some other aspects. I think it's just that there's like a lack of understanding. I would say like my mom went to nationals last year. I had one of my friends went to Tampa Pro, but no one really came to my competitions. But they try to ask me questions and try to learn more about it. So yeah, mostly live stream watching, but it's okay.
Yeah, Yeah, I know, especially parents, you're thinking you don't want your daughter to get something like this. Especially, I don't know, maybe me be old fashioned say, I don't want my girl to look like my son, because that's the fear about everybody with getting a bodybuilder thing. You just lift a few weights and you're gonna be looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Jay Cutler. No. If you don't follow a diet, you don't work consistency. You can't, and always the excuse is always it's about steroids. Steroids is almost in everything, every sport. But it's so easy to pick on bodybuilder because it's a way to grow muscle. But you did OCB, that's a different look. I know I interviewed somebody who did OCB, and it's natural competitors. It takes a lot longer to build muscle naturally compared to if you take performance enhancers. And it's only that small percentage of how you grow and develop. Everything is follow your diet, being consistent, and also sticking to routine and being disciplined.
Routine is the biggest thing, I would say. Like, yeah, doing the same thing day in, day out makes a big difference.
I know some people get tired of it, but like, do you ever get tired of it? But you know what? If you like something and you love the progress you're creating, you never get tired of it. Here we have here from my man, shout out to my man, Warrior says, you got some serious biceps, Kaylee. You may give Jessica, Lola, and Missy a run for their money. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Also, this is from my man, Balls. He says, good luck. And he says, have a great day, beautiful. Thank you, brother. And also, this is from my man, KL. He says, it's a mindset if you're going to feel old, you're going to be old. Yeah, I am old. I'm like I said, I'm telling you right now, I have two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I got a bad shoulder here, a tear here. I got a pacemaker. I've done work since I was 10 years old. Man, my body's done. But you know what? Like my man Rocky Balboa tells me, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's how hard you take the hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
I agree.
I told you I was crazy. So, like one thing I often ask you ladies, especially your last show was the Texas, and I know it's something, especially being a family. What was that thing that she desired, Katie? That thing that, as my other guy was saying, it makes you stranger, it makes you stronger. What's your especially young prep, and you get your cheat meal, or you do your refeed? What's that favorite thing you like? That thing that's like
Oh gosh,
calm.
I have so many people have been asking me, like, because I have like started prep and I've been on track for like to the T on the plan for like 22 weeks now with like very minimal cheat meals. So I kind of gave myself a little bit of a break for that. Like I was still training, but I gave myself like kind of a nutrition break. Um, but honestly, I'm not really craving anything. When I was in Texas, when I got off stage, I remember being like the second I got off stage, I was like, Andrew, which is my coach, I'm like, we're gonna go get barbecue right now. But then we were in Texas so I think that was kind of what pushed that. I don't know, I feel like after shows, like something just like a burger or something like that, like something really fatty meat with bread. I don't know. That's basically what I would probably say. Or like now, like one of my friends literally just asked me that this morning, and I was like, I'm not really craving anything right now, but I guess if I had to pick something, I live in Portland, Maine. We have like a really good like cheese steak restaurant, and I'm like, that sounds good. I don't know, something fatty, but yeah.
Yeah, because that thing about food is part of the process of growing. And, you just can't eat any kind of foods. You have to eat the foods that are, maybe low in carbs, high in protein. And it's good to have that opportunity to eat something with a little salt and sugar in it. I mean, one day I had made myself a chili cheeseburger, but instead of using, beef, I use, ground chicken, and
Mhm.
I took, made the chicken, made the chili. I didn't use regular bread. I used whole wheat. But like I said, it still tastes just as good. And the cheese was like it's just basic, Swiss cheddar, Swiss mix, something like that. It was great. But yeah, I know it's tough especially when you go to events like just had Christmases pass and Thanksgiving. You be around family and you bring your Tupperware and you say, you could, you just know because you're prepping and you're determined. You don't want to be sidetracked while you're, on your goal to prep and compete for this year.
No, yeah, it definitely was a little bit difficult. luckily, because I was like I was far enough out, I did get like a free meal on Christmas and a free meal on Thanksgiving. But it's also, I think, a big thing like when first starting the sport is like learning that when you have a free meal, you don't have to go like crazy. Like you don't have to eat everything in sight. You can kind of, I wouldn't say like you're not like restricting yourself. Like you have a free meal, eat as you would please, but you don't need to eat yourself sick and eat everything in sight. So that's definitely something that I've learned. Like in the beginning of bodybuilding, I felt like every time I had a free meal, it had to be like this crazy massive thing. But literally on Christmas, my free meal was like my parents made a charcuterie board and I like picked at it a little bit and I was like, all right, this is good. Like I'm full, I'm satisfied. I don't need to go crazy. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is when you taste something real good, you just like it's like you like one thing I love is sweets. I love sweets, and I should be careful. I'm pre-diabetic, but I've been pretty good. But it's just when you taste it, and you just something different. It's not dry chicken. It's not broccoli. It's just something with salt and meat and just it just I'm speaking as a fat man. That's what I'm speaking as. We have here from a man, LaRon Adams. He says, "She's hot." Also, we got a comment from a man where it says, "You got a cross around your neck. You love Jesus. You very are you a very religious person or you're like very faith?
No, I'm not really a religious person.
You're just like a nice war cross. Okay, so that's okay. You good for you. Warrior. This is from a man. K. Ellie says, "One of you ever had a turkey burger?" Yeah, I had one. You ever had one?
Mm-hmm. I've had a
Yeah.
turkey burger.
Yeah, it's a little dry compared to you have to really get it. So, folks, one thing I will ask her: Are you sponsored? Because I know the thing is the cost of training in this. Are you a sponsored athlete?
I have like, I'm like an affiliate with a couple companies, but I don't have a sponsor now.
Yeah, I
So
know that's tough.
everything is out of pocket.
Yeah, that's tough part, especially say again for y'all ladies. Y'all, it's more of a expense for you. Not like I said, just counting the travel, the suits, the entry fees, the your coach, the food. I mean, sponsorship does help, and some ladies can use that, which is to help offset the cost of And now you have to pay your pro card every year, and that's another cost, and you're not like in the amateurs anymore, but still you have to pay, you know that fee. But his thing is, I would like this. I think y'all ladies deserve the opportunity to get a sponsorship, but you gotta be careful, Kaylee. This guy's out here and it says you're cute, Kaylee. Yeah, we really like you. So if we do something for you, say no, no, stop that, stop that. You guys, you sick freaks. This is what you do. You say, Miss Walker, we are very interested in you. I know you're a coach, you're working in training and helping people, and we find your story about how you got into bodybuilding very, very interesting. So if you're interested in being part of our company, we have a brand that's very exclusive for we're competitors who like to work out and train, and also possibly in the future we'll gain a great relationship, in this partnership. So we ever be interested in being part of our company?
It depends on the company, but if it's a company that I align with, then I would say yes.
All right, ma'am. All right, we'll forget things. If things work out, then we have a good relationship. And we see each other in the future. This is what I think most definitely y'all ladies need, because it's tough. It's said again to be a woman in this sport. The time you have to put in, the sacrifice you have to make. I know friendships and relationships change because you get something that's not the typical when you look at it. It's not like any other sport. You look at like you played lacrosse, you played um, field hockey, you play other sports, but it's just something that's so different because it's so extreme. And like I said, you're changing the aspects of your body, especially the feminine part of it, because people don't often, especially women, don't have round cat shoulders, they're tapered in the waist, they don't have this killer quads like y'all have. But because you love this is the thing is you have to really love this sport when you get into it.
No, if you don't love the sport, then like there's no way that you can continue. Like, no, if you did a season and you don't love it, there's no way that you can continue doing it or even make it through a full season. That's for sure.
Yeah, I guess it's a love. You have to have a love for this sport, especially it's not a lucrative, sport because again, you have to find ways to help with the costs if you especially think about going to show because you think about going to Triple O that's already in Arizona, or you think about doing Pittsburgh is a little closer, for you to do that show, or just quite some other shows like you did Tampa, and there's also I think we figure there's more opportunities for y'all compared to like physique or bodybuilding. But instead again, if you really love it, and even though there's no real money in it, the reward is be on the stage, get the opportunity, and also like I said, you just close on the top 5 with Leah. And that's something. You bounced back from one show and came back. We were 15th. Then you were in the top 10, and you were rubbing elbows with some Olympic qualified characters.
I mean, I was on stage with Jessica, so
yeah, you should be proud of yourself because most people say, I didn't do that well, but like that, it's just like this a process. And if you get there, I say, hey, I'm somebody who told me that they love the fact they got in the top 10, especially at the Olympia or just any other show.
I mean, I made first call out of Texas, and that was like, I just wanted to do better than 15th place. So being top first call out at Texas was like crazy. Like that was beyond my expectation of what was going to happen. And my expectation of this year is to hopefully place higher than I did last year. Obviously, everyone that steps on stage in the IFBB Pro League wants to go to the Olympia, but I definitely would be happy with, even if I got 5th place this year, that's 1 place higher than I got last year, and I'd be extremely happy with that. And I'm just happy to be like, I was saying this to someone, I hired a posing coach this year, and I just am happy to step on stage feeling so much more confident in myself. Like that alone is a win. So,
who's your posing coach?
I hired Team Lino Posing out of Canada.
I usually most time I hear like one guy's really popular is Kaylee Wallach. Often hear about him, and I know a lady who's a friend of mine, Jean Mikowski. And there's also Autumn Cleveland. I mean, it's this great opportunities you're working with, and I think whoever you're working with now, this company working now, I think it's a good match for you, and they figure out things that help you to get to that next level, to get you in that first call out, top 3, or even Olympic qualification.
Hope so.
Yeah, we have here a few comments from man Rush G. Says just checked out Kayla's IG. Wow, amazing. Hey, I think you just got a new subscriber. Also this is from man KL. What about Bad Rap? She could be sponsored by them. I don't know. Well, Eunice is a good friend of mine. She runs Bad Rap. That is a company that is big. And Rip is Big Bad Rip and Define. It's a new company that started coming out, and my lady little friend with her name's Eunice. I'll send you links, you check her out. She's looking to sponsor competitors because the one get opportunity for ladies, especially in the bodybuilding world. Also, this is from we see. This is from KL. He says, oh, this is from my man Rashid KL. Thanks for plugging KL. Appreciate it. He says, and also KL says, yeah, make some pictures with Russ G. And Russ is in South Carolina. He's in Charleston. And if you ever
Charleston's my favorite place in the whole world. I love Charleston.
Yeah. I'm just a good ways from Charleston. There's also the Charlotte Pro.
I didn't see that on the schedule this year. I want Charlotte Pro was a show that I really wanted. So this year when I decided, my grandfather was in the hospital because I was on the fence if I wanted to compete 2025 or not, or take it off and go for 2026 and really like push a hard growing season. But my grandfather was in the hospital. He's not doing like the best right now. And he is from North Carolina. And he was just like bragging to all of like the nurses about how I was like the best bodybuilder and like all this stuff. And we were just like having a conversation, and he really inspired me to like want to compete this season. So the goal was to do the Charlotte Pro because he's from North Carolina. And I didn't see it on the schedule this year, else I probably would have done that one.
Well, man, being from North Carolina, it's a great state. Some aspects not that perfect, but it's still a great state. I've lived here most of my life, and I think they might have, I don't know, because because they don't have